Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to the channel. If you're new to the channel, welcome, welcome. I do a daily card message. And if you're finding the message on a day other than when it was recorded, there's a message in there for you that's relevant at that time. This is the last day of the week because each day that I work, I generally bring in tarot and oracle cards working together. This week is the Tree of Life and the Lightworkers Oracle. And these two are in conjunction with Light Seer's Tarot. It's been a really enlightening week of messages. I found it very relevant and has a lot of information. So with that being said, we're going to dive into the cards. If you've seen me do readings and you've been here for a while, thank you. And if there's some cards that you'd love for me to do a reading around, or if there is something that has been on your mind and you'd like to see a reading in general around it, like a themed reading, then yeah, reach out to me. Thank you again. So let's dive in. So all week I began with the Tree of Life, and that's where I'm going to go on this last day and ask, what message are we meant to receive, and what do we need to know on this day? I did tap in prior to going live. And what I heard is that we're all meant to know love, and that we're never meant to just hold on to love and not share it with someone. And we were all meant for that kind of love. Now, the 21st path and the Wheel of Fortune, very interesting, right? And one of the things that I noticed that I didn't recognize until I began this reading around this week with this deck is that they do coincide with the tarot, the major arcana cards, with the Wheel of Fortune. And it says here, fortune, quest, and abundance. The first thing that I noticed when I'm looking at this particular card, and I feel like we need some more light here, so I'm going to do that. Let's see if that helps a little bit. Yeah, that brings in a little bit more light. Is that she seems to be blindfolded here. There's a lot going on in this wheel, but she seems to be blindfolded, and she's steering a ship as she's blindfolded, which is telling me that, you know, that this is a very highly intuitive message. It wants you to not necessarily, to kind of look beneath what is obvious in your life, and sometimes you need to let go of what you believe and follow the thing that just feels right for you, even if it's kind of not exactly what you've always thought. I love that there's a nod here to balance. In the balancing card, they usually have 1 foot in the water and 1 foot on land, and that is also in this card. There's a lot going on in here. So I'm going to go to the guidebook, which I've been going all week, just to find out what the interpretation from the creator wanted us to know about this particular card. And what it's saying is there's a path to the Holy Grail where you seek out something that's already within you, which is why her eyes are closed, because it's something that's inherent within you. And it's saying it is Jupiter in astrology, a planet of abundance and opportunity. And it's asking you, like, where is that in your chart? Where do you find Jupiter? And I know a little bit about reading astrology, but I can't tell you exactly. But I think what it's asking you is, like, in what area of your chart, right? Like, is it in the 1st house or the 10th house kind of thing? So this is about Fortuna, the goddess of Fortuna, who's spinning the wheel of fate. She does so without passing any judgment. It says here, let's see. She cannot see what's happening. She only knows that the wheel must keep on turning. All right, the guidance for this card is life will have its ups and downs no matter how much you try to avoid the downs, they'll come. But this isn't a card of fortune telling bad times ahead, but asking you to look at what you've learned from the past. And knowing that can help propel you towards the future. And it's reminding you that wealth and abundance are not always financial, although finance helps. Okay. So it's saying here, finding a lost piece of the puzzle is the very thing that helps you put the bigger picture together with more confidence. Yeah, so that really feels relevant. That part of that message is really talking to me. That I believe that this card is saying that, it's already within you. There's something that's coming online right now for all of us at this particular time. And it's something that's always been there. It's just, it's something that I think started coming in a couple of weeks ago when I was traveling, and there was like our gifts are coming online in a new way. And it was asking us to recognize that we are these spiritual beings with these amazing gifts. And although I think life has been getting very, very confusing, it's not here to punish us. It's here to help us. And I think I've needed to hear that because I have been really down. I mean, I have had some real challenges and been questioning a lot. Like, what are we doing? Why is all this happening? Like, I need something to feel like it's shifting in the right direction, because I've had this deep belief and love for the planet and everything that's going on within it. And I have wondered, like, why is it, if there's so many amazing people on this planet, why are we only experiencing sometimes on the news and these things, all these things that have been popping up that just seems pretty awful? So I'm going to take a look at, so I have two other cards that are popping in, and I'm not sure that they were meant for this particular reading. I'm really holding this card, and it says, hold your center. And this is what's feeling very relevant. If I need to, I'll bring the other two cards in. But this one popped face up, and it's feeling very much like there's a doorway. And you see how it just feels like part of your own spirit and soul is rising into something that we don't even see is going on. And it feels very relevant with this particular Wheel of Fortune card right here. Like, there's abundance all around us, and it's like this is our earthly body, but our body is so much bigger than what we think it is, or our etheric body, our light body is surrounding us in this way that's helping illuminate our soul and our spirit. And I think that illumination is growing. I feel like I have to sneeze. All right, power of stopping video. Okay, so hold on to your center, card number 34. That reduces down to a 7, which feels like there's a lot of opportunities possibly coming our way. It says here, have you been rushing out to meet others, trying to bend or accommodate their needs at the expense of your own? Now you are to strengthen your own energy, your own boundaries, and it's time to ground yourself better, to feel your feet anchoring like a beautiful tree. Let yourself experience quiet certainty as you hold your center and commitment. Okay, I like that. So that's what it's saying. Like, in times where it feels like there's so much chaos, there are some of us that feel the need, or I don't even think it's a need. I just think it's part of the nature to hold space, to help people come back to who they truly are. So it says, many souls who are different and unique were not understood, acknowledged, and valued for who they were as children. Instead, they were encouraged to conform and to change, to be other than they truly were. And, that could resonate with you. I think, a lot of us had that, where we're always told that we, almost like there was something wrong with us. Like you dress funny, or you talk funny, or that's weird, or whatever it is. Just little nudges that let us know that we weren't like everybody else. So it says you're on the right path, and it's asking you to not collapse into fear. And that's part of the message that we've had all week long, is that we need to make ourselves bigger, our light bigger, not to cower into what feels like is this confusing time where it's hard to be positive sometimes in a world that just feels really heavy. So we're going to go to the tarot cards and ask for additional information. The Two of Swords fell out. And it's interesting, I don't know if you can see that, but this literally looks like the rainbow body of this exact same person. And in the swords around communicating, so this, the two is when you first, like, you're in a new environment and you're not exactly sure which way to go. A lot of times this card is shown with two swords crossed over, like the heart or in front of the face or something. And this one is showing these crows, like the magic, the law, like around this particular person, and it's unclear whether they're tying her up or untying her. So because this is so close and so prominent, really, this was the first thing that I noticed on this particular card when it came into our view, and now we're asking to look at it, to look at the darker version of that there are shadows. This isn't bad and this isn't good. What it's showing, though, is that by closing out our thoughts and going within and trusting what is arising in us, it will guide us to the next stage of our quest, fortune, quest, and abundance, and where we're supposed to go, because that's what's behind her. Is it looks like she's at a crossroads and she's not exactly sure which way to go. Okay, now I've got a grouping of cards. I'm gonna take them like this. So this is another card that came out in this reading. So this is the Seven of the Wands, which is around that difference that I was talking about, feeling the separation between your energy and others' energy. And as she's sitting here on her mat and honoring herself, which is what it was telling us to do, again, a 7, like this card here, to hold your center. That's a reaffirming this card. So we have this message being reaffirmed and this message being reaffirmed because it wants us to understand the importance of holding our, not getting swayed, that some things are going to come that are going to be confusing, and they're meant to be confusing. They're meant to kind of pull us off our center point, and it's asking us not to do that we are on the right path, that we are nothing is exactly as it seems. That's what I'm hearing. So I'm going to put this one over here, and then we have the Death card. Now this is a major arcana. This means there's a major ending coming right now, and this major ending I feel like is here to help us shift into this new stage. I love this Death card in all the Death cards in tarot, because there's one in every tarot deck. Again, 1 and 3 is the Death card, which equals 4. So what that says is there's an ending and a beginning, and something about this ending and beginning has to do with your stability. Maybe something is over and it feels like it's unstable, but it's actually going to take you to something more stable. And in the center of this, it goes back to this light, where the importance of knowing that there is this, I mean, each one of these cards has something that is saying just to be aware of the light that is within you so that you can grow. So we're going to take a look at the next 3 cards that came out with these last 3 cards. Wow, so this is really big. So in these last 4 cards, 3 of them are major arcana, showing a really intense major shift here. And because the 3 of Wands is separating this ending of something as something begins, I feel like that's exactly what this card is reaffirming, is that as we begin something new, she's not quite leaped forward yet, but she's assessing the environment. She has the tools that she needs to move forward. Is this the right direction? She's making sure before she jumps into the water that this is meant for her. But the 3 of Wands is about being able to move forward. The Wands is your fire energy, it's your passion, your drive, your artistic element, and it is about movement. Fire moves very quickly when it moves. That's why she hasn't quite taken the leap. She's already decided which way she's going to go, and now it's about going in that direction. And I think it's asking us to honor and to trust in that direction. As you do that, it's okay that you're feeling different or a little bit unshaky. Just trust. You don't need to see exactly where you're going. You just need to trust that this time is taking you in the right direction. And because we have the Empress and the Emperor, these are two divine forces coming together to show the abundance. This is another abundance card like this one. And the Emperor is about stability. Remember, I said the 1 and 3 is about stability. The Emperor is about bringing in the awareness that you've got this, babe. You know where you're going. You know how to play the game. You're holding the king. You've got what you need to win the game, so to speak. And I hate to refer to life as a game because, games make it seem like there is winner and losers, and there are not. We're not a victim of anything that's going on, but this energy here is around stability. This energy is around understanding where you are, to trusting in who you are, why you're here. And this is saying you're birthing into, that's why she's got this big, beautiful, earthly belly here, and these fish around her shoulders, is because she's aware of everything. She's aware of water and land and the cosmos, the moon. The energy of the feminine is very strongly in this card, and the energy of the masculine is very strongly in this card, showing a balance as you move forward into this week and this weekend. Now, I know that feels a little bit abstract, because it is, because this is a general reading and it's going to mean a little something different to everybody. So as I recap, it's asking you to know that you're on the right path and you deserve the abundance that you desire, that not everything is as it seems, to make sure that you trust in your intuition. It was talking about Jupiter. Find out where Jupiter lies in your chart if that has any excitement to you. But while you're navigating what is going on at this time, our gifts are opening up, and it's asking us to hold the center, to be aware that we are bigger, like our light. As we were seeing this week, we are meant to grow our light, because as our light grows, as we heard earlier in the messages, is that we kind of push out the darkness. So allow your light to expand and be what it was meant to be. At the same time, these are minor shifts, but is asking us to be reminded that we are separate. We're all individual beings, and the reason why we feel separate or that we've lived that life is because we are. There's something very unique about a lot of you that are listening to this channel, and it's asking you on some level that you have choices, and just protect and know that you don't have to experience everything. You don't have to be there for everybody. You can take care of yourself. You can close out some of the noise that is coming into you, because there is a moment where we're all being asked to move forward, and it's going to be a big move. It's going to be a major shift, because we're leaving the past behind. We're leaving this old, outdated life that we've been living, and we're moving into the balance of the masculine and the feminine, into this creative, stable environment that's going to nurture both you and the planet, because that's what this time is about. In both of these, we have these big planet images. It's about us recognizing and being in right relationship with the earth and everyone in it. So let your light shine. I hope you have an amazing weekend, and that you come back and let's take a look at the cards as we start June, which is next week. So until then, have an amazing weekend. Bye now.